It is no denying that Black Americans dominate in athletics. From basketball to wrestling, from tennis to golf, anytime we've gotten an opportunity to compete, we've elevated the sport. Today, we will count down some of the richest Black athletes of all time. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss an episode. The first two athletes on our list are two of the most iconic athletes of all time and made hundreds of millions in the process. 10. Venus and Serena Williams. What are the odds that two of the most transcendent athletes of the last 30 years will come from the same household? The Williams sisters, Venus and Serena, were raised in Compton, California. Venus was the first to turn pro in 1994 at only 14. Her aggressive all-court style made her a nightmare matchup for the best in the world. By the age of 18, Venus had already cracked the top 10. And by the turn of the century, she won her first Grand Slam, along with her first gold medal. By 2002, Venus Williams was the #1 women's tennis player in the world. Coming right behind her was her little sister, Serena. Serena turned pro just a year after her big sister, but she caught up quick, winning her first title in 1999. She also took home a gold medal for doubles alongside her sister. And by 2003, just a year after her sister claimed #1 for the first time, Serena took her rightful place as #1 in the world. The Williams sisters would go on to dominate women's tennis for 2 decades, combining for 30 Grand Slam singles titles and 22 doubles titles. They may have been known for bouncing their hair beads, but they ain't never bounced a check. Venus and Serena combined for $150 million in career earnings. Off the clay, they continue to boost their net worth, especially Serena. She boasts an investment portfolio of over 64 companies that include consumer products, wellness and healthcare, and has a net worth of almost $300 million. It's safe to say these queens of the court are also legends at the bank. The next person on our list has silently accumulated $500 million since he entered this field of play. 8. Kevin Durant. The skinny kid from DC has some of the fattest pockets in the world, but it all started by becoming one of the greatest basketball players ever. Kevin Durant emerged from the streets of the nation's capital to become one of the most prolific scorers in the history of basketball. KD found solace and purpose on the basketball court from a young age, where his extraordinary talent became apparent. Despite facing adversity and skepticism due to his slender frame, Durant's determination and passion for the game propelled him to unprecedented heights. Kevin has dominated at every level of basketball. His resume includes the Naismith Award, which is given to men's college basketball's best player, NBA Rookie of the Year, NBA MVP, 2 Finals MVP awards, and multiple scoring titles. The 6'10" silent assassin has demonstrated dominance, consistency, and resilience, and has been paid the worth of a small country. Over his career, the Slim Reaper has earned $400 million on the court. This doesn't even include his partnerships with companies like Nike, Beats by Dre, Gatorade, and Google, which net him $50 million annually. As KD approaches 2 decades of NBA dominance, he started to turn his eyes to other business ventures. He set up his own venture fund, 35 Ventures, which has invested in companies Postmates, Acorns, and Robinhood. He also founded his own media company, The Boardroom. With probably a few years left in the tank and business booming off the court, the easy money sniper is living up to his name. Up next, we have his former teammate. 7. Steph Curry. Pedigree matters, and Steph Curry is a perfect example. The son of former three-point specialist Del Curry, Steph grew up seeing what it took to be a great professional basketball player. Those lessons learned not only from his father, but also by sitting courtside all those years served the undersized guard as he developed an unparalleled work ethic that has propelled him to heights beyond his father's wildest dreams. The 4-time NBA champion and 2-time MVP has revolutionized basketball by making one of the most difficult shots look easy. There used to be a time where kids wanted to cross over like AI or fade away like MJ, but today's courts are littered with ballers pulling up just beyond half court. The best shooter the NBA has ever seen is also one of the best at the bank. Just on the court, Steph Curry has racked up $655 million, making him one of the highest paid players ever, across all sports. Off the court, his current contract with Under Armour netted him an extra $215 million, plus equity stake in the company. With such proximity to Silicon Valley, the tech capital of the world, Steph also has hands in investments through his venture fund, Penny Jar. However, the 9-time All-Star doesn't keep it all to himself. Steph and his wife, Aisha, developed the Eat, Learn, Play Foundation that aims to address childhood hunger and encourages children to stay active. He also donated 7 figures to Howard University to directly support its golf program. The next person on our list is on his way to being literally the biggest billionaire in the world. 6. Shaquille O'Neal. Diesel, Superman, Shaq Fu, the Big Aristotle, Shaqzilla. It doesn't matter what you call him. We all know who you're referring to. None other than Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq was one of the most dominating forces in sports history. The 7'1" big man had unparalleled speed, agility, and charisma. The number 1 draft pick quickly made a name for himself, leading a failing franchise, the Orlando Magic, to their first ever trip to the NBA Finals. But he had bigger goals, as he went from Disney World to Hollywood, leading the Los Angeles Lakers to 3 straight NBA championships and 3 Finals MVPs in the process. Throw in 1 more championship when he took his talents to South Beach, and the Big Cactus ended his 19-year career as one of the most decorated basketball players of all time. Not only did he break backboards, but he broke the bank, stacking up $292 million over his career. However, the money Mayor McShaq made on the court is only a percentage of what he made off the court. Shaq has gotten checks for acting, rapping, producing, and even as a sheriff, and this is all while he was still playing. Between his side gigs and endorsement deals, he made an extra $200 million. But there's more. The Big Hustle makes $10 million a year from TNT and moonlights as a DJ for festivals around the world. In his free time, he boasts an investment portfolio that includes over 100 Five Guys restaurants, 40 24-hour fitness centers, 17 Auntie Anne's, and at least 9 Papa John's, to which he sold his voice and likeness to for an additional $8.5 million. And in 2023, Shaq was named president of basketball operations for Reebok. But if you're a fan of the big man, you know he has never been one to hoard his riches. Countless videos and stories have surfaced of Shaq buying shoes, computers, even cars for unexpected fans. He also founded the Shaquille O'Neal Foundation, which serves to help children reach their full potential. He may be a lot of things, but he's definitely the big sweetheart. Still around? Become a member of our team and unlock exclusive perks, including early access to videos, discount codes, and even an opportunity to create your own video. Just click the join button. Next, this person would be as tall as Shaq, if he stood on a pile of his money. 5. Floyd Mayweather. Who was the greatest boxer of all time? Well, there's an argument to be made, but there is no debate of who was the richest. The only answer is Floyd Money Mayweather. Emerging from a dynasty of championship boxers, preceded by his father and uncle, Floyd honed his skills and emerged as the most accomplished of his lineage. Pretty Boy Floyd's boxing career began in the amateur ranks, where he quickly established himself as a prodigious talent, winning numerous national championships and a bronze medal at the 1996 Olympics. In 1996, he turned professional, embarking on a journey that would see him become a world champion in 5 weight divisions. Throughout his illustrious career, Floyd faced and defeated some of the most formidable opponents in boxing history, including Oscar de la Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, and Canelo Alvarez. His mastery of the Swedish science made him one of the most dominant boxers of all time, and he did it without ever taking a loss. In the process, he also transformed from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather, and became the most bankable name in all of combat sports. Through his 50-0 career, Floyd collected a staggering $1.1 billion in revenue. Floyd's business savvy led him to dodge contracts that would leave beholden to fight promoters, so after buying his way out of top-ranked promotions in 2007 for $750,000, he launched Mayweather Promotions, with no more obligations to split his purses, meant more money for the money team. As of today, Floyd has a net worth of over $450 million, and he loves showing it off through his jewelry, private plane, or just suitcases of cash. In 2022, he even put in a $2 billion bid to buy an NBA franchise. But something that isn't talked about as much is his philanthropic efforts. He started the Floyd Mayweather Jr. Foundation back in 2009 and has donated millions to breast cancer research and efforts to combat homelessness. We are more than halfway through our list. Without looking, can you guess at least 3 of the next people on our list? Leave your predictions below. The next person on our list could have been number 1, but he chose the wrong shoes. 4. Magic Johnson. Before anyone was wearing Nikes, ballers across the country wore Converse, and the face of those Converse weapons was Earvin Magic Johnson. Everything Magic touches is gold. He won the state championship in high school, led Michigan State to a championship in college, won an Olympic gold medal, and led the Lakers to multiple championships. Magic was one of the first faces of the NBA that transcended the sport. With his giant smile and charismatic personality, he became the face of, well, everything. During his playing days, there weren't too many times you turn on your TV or open a magazine and not see the Magic Man. But sometimes he did drop the ball. In 1979, young Irvin was fielding offers from sneaker companies that wanted to sign the rookie. One of those companies was a newcomer to basketball and offered Irvin a unique offer: $1 for every shoe sold and 100,000 shares in company stock, but not a lot of money up front. That company was Nike. Converse offered $100,000 up front on a multi-year deal. Magic accepted the Converse deal. If he would have accepted the Nike deal, as of 2024, that deal alone would have netted Magic a whopping $5 billion. You win some, you lose some, but Magic definitely is still winning. Not only did he still cross billionaire status in 2023, he's still going. Magic Johnson has ownership stake in the Los Angeles Lakers, Los Angeles Sparks, Los Angeles FC, and Washington Commanders. He founded Magic Johnson Enterprises, which is an investment company that focuses on real estate, movie theaters, and restaurants. At one point, he was the only franchise of Starbucks and owned 125 locations. He also owns 155 Five Guys, nightclubs, and fitness centers. Furthermore, Magic is a passionate philanthropist and community activist, dedicating his time and resources to various charitable causes, including HIV/AIDS awareness and urban development initiatives. His Magic Johnson Foundation has made a significant impact on underserved communities across the United States, providing educational opportunities, health services, and economic empowerment programs. The next person on our list is so rich, he turned down $1 billion. 3. Tiger Woods. When we think of children having viral moments, our minds don't automatically go back to the 1970s, but that's exactly when the world was introduced to Eldrick Tiger Woods. The child prodigy, at just 2 years old, showcased his skills on the Mike Douglas Show in 1978. By the time he was a teenager, Tiger was already making waves in the amateur ranks, winning numerous junior tournaments and earning a scholarship to Stanford University. In 1996, he turned professional and immediately made an impact, winning his first PGA Tour event the following year. That same year, he was named PGA Rookie of the Year and named Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year. He followed that up by becoming the youngest ever to win golf's most illustrious tournament, the Masters, at just 20 years old. He then set the record as the youngest golfer ever to be ranked number 1. This would be just the beginning of the most dominant run ever seen in golf. Tiger would go on to win 82 tournaments, 15 majors, and one of only 5 players to ever win every major championship. He also holds the record for PGA Player of the Year with 11. Not only did he break his competition, but he broke the bank too. From golf alone, Tiger has earned $157 million, and that's just on the green. One of the biggest impacts Tiger made for golf was bringing personality to a mostly mundane sport, and no brand represented more personable athletes than Nike. Throughout their 27-year partnership, Tiger made $760 million from Nike. Other lucrative deals include partnerships with American Express, Titleist, General Mills, and General Motors. His partnership with Nike ended in 2024, prompting his launch of his own brand, Sunday Red. Tiger made headlines in 2023 when he reportedly turned down $1 billion from LIV Golf. However, executives of the company denied the claim, and Woods never confirmed it himself. Even still, Tiger became the first golfer ever to cross billionaire status. We are down to our last 2, and even though their status on the court is highly debated, there is no doubt they are definitely GOATs at the bank. 2. LeBron James. We can go back and forth about who's the greatest basketball player ever, but King James has the numbers, on and off the court, to support his case. Akron's pride and joy. LeBron James was dubbed the chosen one as a teenager and still overachieved. From Rookie of the Year to MVP, LeBron has silenced doubters and shattered records. In 2023, he became the all-time leader in sports, which already added to his resume that includes being top 10 in steals, assists, and triple-doubles. Not to mention the all-time leader in All-Star Game appearances, 13-time All-NBA First Team, 4-time NBA champion, 4-time League MVP, and 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and he's still playing. For 2 decades, LeBron has dominated the NBA, becoming one of the most popular athletes in the world, continuously shifting and changing the landscape of sports in many ways, especially being the leader of the player empowerment era. No other athlete has controlled the narrative of their career like Bron. Through strategic partnerships, brand deals, and partnerships, no one in basketball has ever been paid like Bron either. Throughout his career, LeBron has earned $480 million, and he's scheduled to make an extra $50 million in 2025, and this is just on the court. As a rookie in 2003, LeBron signed a record 7-year, $90 million deal with Nike. Then, after a 16-year partnership, in 2019, they agreed to a lifetime partnership that would pay out $30 million a year plus incentives, well, forever. No athlete has ever moved like LeBron in the business world. His aspirations off the court have always proven to just be as grand as they are on the court. After winning another NBA championship as a Los Angeles Laker, in 2021, LeBron sold a minority stake of his media and entertainment company, Spring Hill, netting him an additional $750 million. Spring Hill has produced shows like The Shop, Survivor's Remorse, and Self-Made, and also produced the movie Space Jam: A New Legacy, and the documentary What's My Name? Muhammad Ali. As LeBron continues to pad his resume, he also can check off legacy changer. In 2018, the LeBron James Foundation opened the I Promise School, which is an elementary school in his hometown of Akron, Ohio. Since his rookie year in 2003, LeBron has donated almost $100 million to various efforts and causes, including in 2015, when he donated $41 million to send over 1,000 kids to college. LeBron might not surpass the public opinion of him on the court, but he's right on number one's heels financially. 1. Michael Jordan. In 1984, the NBA was a faltering league. That all changed when the shooting guard from the University of North Carolina changed everything. Michael Jordan took not only the NBA, but the sport as a whole to another level. Considered the greatest basketball player of all time, it is very difficult to argue against his resume. Throughout his 15-year career, MJ won 6 championships, 6 Finals MVPs, 5 NBA MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and 2-time Slam Dunk champion. During his time, MJ was unquestionably the most feared and influential basketball player, probably still till this day. His career earnings on the court was $93 million, which pales in comparison to even mid-tier players of today. But it was his aura and charisma that made him one of the most bankable athletes of all time. With his tongue-wagging swagger and his swinging gold chains, it was his fashion sense that first took hold of the culture. Through partnerships with Gatorade, McDonald's, and General Mills, MJ's off-the-court money dwarfed his NBA earnings. But his unprecedented deal with Nike is what took his bank account higher than his vertical. In 1984, as a rookie, MJ signed a 5-year, $2.5 million deal with Nike. But it wasn't the money that made this deal unique. It may seem normal now, but before this deal, no shoe company had ever made a shoe specifically for one player. Players like Dr. J and Magic Johnson were the face for brands, but they usually got the same shoe, just in different colors. But his royal airness started the trend of players getting a shoe designed specifically for them, and getting a percentage of the sales. Air Jordans would go on to dominate footwear for the next 30 years, and MJ would make $1 billion in the process. Even though he's been retired for 20 years, MJ made $330 million from Air Jordans in 2023, which is 3 times as much as he made playing in the NBA for 15 years. Michael Jordan's business savvy and star power showed companies that he was more than just an athlete. Because of his dealings, he inspired future stars to recognize the power of their likeness, paving the way for equity partnerships, which was unheard of before him. MJ became the first former baller to become a majority owner when he purchased a majority stake in the Charlotte Hornets in 2010 for $275 million. He then flipped that investment into $3 billion when he sold the majority of his stake in 2023. According to Forbes, Michael Jeffrey Jordan was the first ever billionaire athlete and still sits on the throne with a net worth of $3.2 billion.